welcome back. I'm here with Tim Moy, the Director of Security, and he's going to tell us what's up in your department today, sir. Good morning.
I am. Good morning. I love your Dodger blue colors.
Yes, well, you know, you gotta support.
We do, and it's going to give us better luck tomorrow night.
Of course.
When we take down those Astros.
Yes, it will.
Go blue.
It will. Go blue.
Right.
So you've got some things to tell us about, because not only do we have wonderful residents here in Laguna Woods Village, but we have residents that are also furry and feathered friends. We have a lot of pets in the village here.
We've got a significantly large number of pets in the village, and you know, I understand why. I'm a dog owner. I'm a cat owner. I love animals.
Oh, you're a dog and a cat guy.
Well, I inherited the cat when my daughter went to college.
That's always the story.
Oh my goodness.
The cat's never a choice. The cat is always like something that appears and is inherited.
Right. I'm going to be careful with that one, because I could get in trouble with a few of these cat lovers in the village.
Right.
There's
I'm
definitely that
person.
community. Okay.
So we're okay. I'm a cat person.
But they say a dog is a man's best friend.
Yes.
And hey, I agree with that. I've had a dog all my life. I had when I was working with the Sheriff's Department and assigned to investigations, I had a narcotic detection canine, which was my partner. Okay. A beautiful Chesapeake Bay Retriever. Smelled out marijuana, methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, opium.
Oh, that dog was working.
Yeah, he was a worker. Great dog. Loved that animal. After I moved on, they retired him to me, and then he became my pet in my backyard.
Oh my gosh, what's he sniffing out from your neighbor's house? I don't want to know.
I know.
I don't want to know.
How would you like to be a teenager in my home with a drug dog in the backyard? It's like, come on, Jack, let's go search, our son's room.
You're sitting there with your feet up, the dog's doing all the work. Yeah, I like it. I like that idea.
Yeah.
But we do have lots of pets here.
We do.
In Laguna Woods Village, and they're good companions, and they lessen the stress of their owners, and they're great to add to the life.
Absolutely. So they say that studies have shown that pets will lower your stress, lower your blood pressure. They're, as you said, they're great companions. The whole love and be loved. There's something about an animal. For me, it's a dog, but we also know that that's the same for cats. And reduce depression, lessen loneliness, and then also the physical aspects of going out and taking your dog for a walk in the evening.
That's right.
I can tell you, right around 8:30 o'clock or 8:30 p.m. Every night, a dog starts wagging his tail and comes and nudges me and says, "Hey, let's go. It's time to go for a walk."
That's right.
So there's that social interaction as well. Meeting other people and just getting in and out of your manor and out in the neighborhood. And so there's so many benefits to being a pet owner.
Well, in your department, which is security, you probably don't have a lot of interaction with security of the animals, but what issues do come up?
Right. Well, when we're talking about dogs, without a doubt, it's the barking animals, and sometimes the nuisance and the disturbances that a canine could cause, especially they may be afraid or excited, what have you, and they're barking, or if the owners have gone out for dinner for the evening, and so they leave their dog alone. Next thing you know, you're trying to get to bed or just trying to enjoy a quiet evening, and you've got an animal barking. So it can create some nuisance issues within our community, and we attempt to deal with them appropriately and work through security and compliance in resolving those.
Right.
So we don't want to bring dog owners in front of a disciplinary hearing, and most of the time we're able to resolve the issues. But I'm serious.
Spiffer, we have to talk.
Right, exactly. You're a little too loud.
You're a little too loud, and I'm writing you up.
That's it.
No more kibble. For a week.
Right.
I can see that. You don't want to get into that kind of action. But you do work with compliance, because your two departments are working much more closely together now.
We do. Well, compliance is a part of security, and so we are definitely working closely together. And so when we have that type of issue, we'll reach out to the owner of the pet and try to help them resolve the issue, and so that we can live harmoniously with our neighbors and not creating problems. There's so many benefits to a canine or a pet, but there are a few things that we have to take ownership and be responsible for as well.
Well, what should residents do if there is a nuisance from anyone's pet?
Right, they should
How should
call.
they-
They've
oh,
got
they
to call
should-
security.
Right.
So documentation's key for us. We've got to start that process. If it's not on paper, it didn't occur. So we have to come out, and
true.
if we can observe it and hear the barking or whatever the nuisance might be, then we can attempt to work with the owner, resolve it, and get it straightened out. And I would say 80–90% of the time they do work with us, and the problem stops.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we don't normally have to bring them in front of a disciplinary hearing.
Right.
Thank
right.
goodness. But we do have other issues as
Like
well.
what?
Well, I mean, let's be honest, when you take your dog out,
walk that dog.
when you walk that dog, one, we want it to be on a leash. There are
Yes.
times where people are coming home from the store, what have you, and they just let their dog out to run to the manor, and next thing you know it, someone else is out with their dog, and that's going to draw that dog over to that area. And we do have alpha dogs out there, so that can be a problem. But just the common courtesy of picking up after your animal as well. We get that complaint here and there, and again, security doesn't exactly like to roll out on those type of calls, but if we do, we attempt to document that as well and try to identify what pet in the neighborhood is causing that problem. So,
Well, we have these animals that are part of our families here in the village, and then we
There.
also have a lot of just kind of indigenous animals that are hanging out with us, the coyotes,
right,
and all the
we do.
all the possums and the skunks and things.
Yes.
How does security and compliance work
Right.
with animal services?
Well, we have a contract with Laguna Beach Animal Control. They're great partners with us.
Yeah.
So you may see them in the village quite a bit. If you drive around, they'll respond to calls. This year, surprisingly, we have had 6 animal bites, 6 dog bites.
Really?
Nothing severe, just maybe an abrasion cutting the surface, what
Sure.
have you. But again, it's for the most part due to a canine being off a leash. Now, if that happens, that is kind of a serious thing. We are going to bring an animal control officer in, and they're going to also investigate as well. So that's a great partnership that we have with them. I'm a dog person. Here I am. I'm spending most of my time on the dogs, but we don't have the problems as much with cats and things of that nature.
Well, but like I said, we do have the dogs and the cats, the birds,
Right.
the reptiles, all those
Right.
things that are part of our families
Right.
that we're watching over, we're taking care of. But we also have other animals that live in our village.
We do. So
We've got some little scurrying ones, and we got some coyotes, we got some yapping
We
ones.
do.
Right.
Right.
So how does
yeah.
your department address those issues? Like
Right.
if you have rodents or...
Yeah, so we work with landscaping on that. They actually have a pest control department.
Oh,
They have a
right.
team assigned to that to deal with the coyotes. If we receive complaints about an aggressive coyote, we'll actually get animal control in on that. The city will assist us on those as well. There's some concern there with coyotes. The rodents, on the other hand, and those gosh darn opossums or skunks, we work with our pest control team as well, and with the rats they may set out some bait, but with the opossums and other types of marsupials, they'll
That's
actually,
a good word.
I know.
A marsupial.
You know I had to look that one up today.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't going to do that on my own. I'm a security guy.
Okay,
right. We'll set traps. Well, we won't. I'd probably trap myself, but we work with a contractor, with the city, or with our own team, and we'll actually relocate those opossums and skunks. So.
Oh, that's the best thing, too.
Yeah, we're not killers.
I know. But to relocate them, that's wonderful, too, because we have so many wonderful walks and
Sure.
great places that are just kind of riparian open space.
Absolutely.
So the animals love to be in those places,
They
but
do.
to relocate them a little bit, that would be all right, too.
I'm not sure where they relocate them, but they do take them out of our
Pendleton.
community. Maybe Camp Pendleton, maybe out in the Ortega.
Take them on down to Pendleton and
Right,
say,
right.
be free. I'm
Yes.
just kidding. I don't know where they relocate them, but it is a good thing to kind of get them away from
Sure.
the places where we keep our dumpsters and things like
Right.
that. You don't want to have a
Right.
surprise when you
And
go
so
out there.
that's, while we're on that topic, that's one of the reasons why we don't allow people to grow vegetables outside their manor, on the patios, what have you,
Right.
because rats and other types of animals are attracted to that.
They think
And
they're
now you-
yummy.
and now you have another nuisance issue.
Yes.
So there's a little background with that as well, trying to keep our communities clean and tidy.
Clean and tight and safe. Well, does we do have these animals in our families and we care very much about them. So we have to be prepared in any emergency, not only take care of ourselves, but also our animal friends.
Right.
So what kind of disaster preparedness, what kind of emergency plan?
Right. So with everything going on across the nation, these fires local, the fires up in Northern California, some of these residents, only had minutes to pack up and get out of their house. So if we're in that type of situation, we have to be ready as well, and you need to know what you need to grab to get out and for yourself. But if you're an animal lover and you have an older pet, what have you, many times you've got a leash, you have a carrier, but sometimes they have medicine, food, water, and those types of things as well. And you don't want to be searching around for those things. So when we ask our residents to make a list for a disaster preparedness, kind of that go bag we've talked about in the past, where you have that bag that's ready to go with all your critical items, we want you to have one for your animal as well.
Yes.
Again, that dog food's important, and my dog is on some medicine as well, so we want to make sure that we have that in case we're not going to be able to get back to our own home for anywhere from a week to 10 days.
And those are good guidelines, having the go bag and having these guidelines for your own safety and your animal's safety. But is there a specific plan in place with Laguna Woods Village just regarding animals?
Sure, yeah. So they are part of our disaster preparedness plan. Our new emergency operations plan that has recently been rolled out does address animals.
Okay.
And
well, we have the equestrian center. We've got animals. Right. So that's a big one there. The equestrian center. We would work with our emergency operations center for the county, and they usually identify the fairgrounds to bring large animals such as horses. Yes.
Or they would identify a different location for them. For us, we have our clubhouses that will convert into care and reception centers, so people can go gather and be at peace and be with other residents in the event they are displaced. And we're trying to identify a location to bring them, let's say, to maybe it's going to be a shelter, maybe it's going to be a hotel. But the part about this is, so what about your animal? And if you're going to be staying here in the village, well, we've identified the tennis courts where we'll be bringing animals. Some people are fearful. There is that number of individuals who don't feel comfortable around animals. And so if we know there's going to be a large number of people at a clubhouse, which has been converted into a care and reception center, we need to have a place to bring their animals. So we've assigned that area to store them until a more permanent location can be identified.
Yeah, the tennis courts, that's a great idea, because they rarely are safely enclosed. And if you have your go bag and you have the animal's needs, it's food, any medicines, water for the animal, to grab a bottle of water for the animal.
Yeah, and the kennel is very important as well. We don't want to have 30, 40 animals running around, especially dogs chasing cats and whatever else might be there. So yeah, we're asking for our owners to take the necessary precautions to help us out in that event. They may come and say, hey, here's my dog, here you go. Okay, do we have anything to hold it in? And we would try to make it work, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, it's a good thing for residents to think about. To get all of that preparedness ready for their own beloved pets. But then, of course, they can always call compliance or even the security department and get some notes and ask questions and kind of get a dialogue started on what's the best plan for their own family.
Absolutely. And so with security, we always encourage you, give us a call, 580-1400, whatever it might be. If it is a nuisance, if it's a disturbing the peace involving some type of an animal. If it's some marsupial running around the neighborhood, give us a holler.
Hanging from your tree.
That's right. That's it. So after hours, and I just wanted to cover this with you, during regular hours, we have our team that's on duty. After hours, we're going to still try to get a hold of them. If not, we have a contract with Newport Exterminators. And so we'll bring them out as well. So we're trying to cover the bases with that and keep our community safe and keep those marsupials at bay.
Well, thank you. This is good to know, because we do have a wonderful community of residents.
We do.
And we have a wonderful community of pets that are residents as well.
Enjoy them. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming to see us today and telling us all about this.
Good to see you.
This great plan.
Absolutely.
And thank you for joining us. Stay with us right after this. Ken will be right back.